Should global players skip the 8th anniversary? This is the question and discussion I want to start down in the comments, so let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you're going to skip the anniversary, let me know why, let me know if you're not, and if you're going to be summoning on the new full power Straight 4 Goku banner on JP, which I assume a lot of you will be. Let me know how your summons go down in the comments. Hopefully you managed to pull him. So with how good Goku's banner is looking and how good he is being the new best unit in the game, I've seen a lot on the timeline of people saying, I'm gonna skip. I might skip the anniversary. Should I skip the anniversary? And I thought, this is probably the hardest year to answer that question. The previous years I could easily turn around and say no. This year, it's quite close. And it's that close that I'm personally not going to give my answer in terms of what you should do. I think this year more than ever, it comes down to what do you want more and how as an individual is your box looking? What banners have the most value for you? Do you have said units? Do you need dupes? Do you not need units from a certain banner? I think this year more than ever, it depends how as an individual player your box is looking and where you can get your most value from. And also at the end of the day, Dokkan's a single player game. Summon where you want to summon, skip what you want to skip. It's entirely up to you. Do what you want to do. My personal answer for me is no, I'm not going to be skipping the anniversary. One of the main reasons is I want to summon on the anniversary banners. There's a lot of value on the banners for me personally when it comes to picking up new units, but mainly dupes. I want to get the anniversary units themselves so I can actually use them. One of the biggest things for me is I want to summon so I can make content. When you're making content on Dokkan, the anniversary is one of the hypest times along with like worldwide. Skipping out on that, a big mistake. But that's for me personally. But in terms of Goku's banner, there's a lot of value here. You know, there are 10 featured units, so there is a slight less chance you walk away with what you want to, with what you want. The same can be said for the anniversary units. But Goku is the new best unit in the game currently on JP and will also be the new best unit in the game. And that is the beauty of global hindsight that of course we do have. I would still kind of trade that in to have the versions synced up, but it's definitely a useful utility to have. But Goku is currently on JP the best unit in the game and he will drop on global at the end of November. So not too long of a wait. The only thing is we have an anniversary to come. After the anniversary, we have like a month of what's probably going to be Turles or Kale, which is probably an easy skip for some. Then we have Worldwide, which is of course a joint celebration. So just like this usual time of year, there's not a whole lot of time for saving unless you are very, very withheld and very disciplined, because a lot of hype shit is on the way. So yeah, we have the Goku, who is not only a hype character, but one of the best units in the game, or the best unit in the game. Gamma 1 and 2, still two of the best. And funny enough, a bit more of a recent unit. She's still very solid, especially if you do have the units to run with her. But she has kind of fell down the pecking order a bit, so the value does start to decrease. I love Vegeta and Trunks are still up there. And then this is where we start to drop with the value quite a bit, with there being 10 featured units. Tech Gogeta, while they still do have some uses, which is mainly if you're missing some of the more recent units, they're not a bad alternative for like Red Zone, especially if you do have dupes. But if you do have them, you're not using these guys. I don't think anyone is using in SSJ4 Gogeta or Blue Boys at this point. Did think Gogeta might get an Easy A, but he didn't. And then we have Easy A full power Straight 4 Goku, who's still a very good Easy A, still very solid, can do quite a bit of damage, solid defense, and also can work well with the new LR full power Straight 4 Goku as well. So as I said, quite a bit of value on this banner, especially the Goku himself, and then having both Gammas featured on the same banner as well, and then LR Vegeta and Trunks. So again, I do really think it's going to come down to the minute details of how is your box looking. Do you have some of these units, especially these four here? Do you have them? Do you have dupes in them? If so, how many? And don't forget as well, there's also the possibility of picking these units up with coins if you don't have them already. So that's Goku's banner. Now we have the GT Duo banner, and now again, because of global hindsight, we know full power Straight 4 Goku is coming. With him being the new best unit in the game and him being a Super Saiyan 4 unit, he works really well with the GT Duo, so they have even more value. Not only will they be the best unit in the game until the new Goku comes out, they are still one of the best units in the game, and even more so, and gonna hold their place for a while. Because not only are they that good, but also because of how good they work with this new Goku. And while they're not back in the top 10 or anything, the LRSSJ4s from last year also have even more value now because they finally have a slot 1 unit. They have always been viable, they've always been very good, they're literally identical to the gods, aside from when you have the damage reduction per Rainbow Key Sphere and the dodge chance. But they've always been as good as them, but they've never had as good as a setup as the gods. So I've always heard the unnecessary slander that these units get. Now, the LRSSJ4s have a slot 1 unit and a very good slot 1 unit of that with the new Goku, and he's the best unit in the game. So these two are back up there. Are they back in the top 10 or anything? No. But they now have finally what they've been missing. So if you don't have them, you didn't pull them last year, they're going to be a very good pickup. If you need dupes in them, they're going to be serving you very, very well. Then we have Gamma 2. Of course, the Gammas are split up across both these banners, but of course on Goku's, they're on both. Gamma 2 is still up there. Other than that, these two aren't too bad. I mean, they are still incredibly underwhelming, but they're not bad. You know, these guys, you know, some dupes in like UI and Boo Tanks would be nice, but at this point probably do need Easy A's. And the main other unit being Easy A Tech VB, who's going to be one of the strongest units in the game and one of the best Easy A's in the game when he gets his Easy A during the 8th anniversary. Now, I know one of the counter arguments is, well, you can get the 8th anniversary units from the special Tanabata banner that comes out every year. And my counter argument to that, and it's been the same as every year, is that's a banner of like 20-25 featured units. The likelihood of you pulling exactly what you want, which would be the Goku, the anniversary units, and maybe like 1 or 2 other ones, is incredibly unlikely, and you have to get incredibly lucky to get exactly what you are looking for. But then of course, if you are someone who has enough coins, you could always just pick them up with coins from that banner. But if you don't have the ability to do so, relying on that banner itself, considering there's probably like 75% of the banner that is useless to you or you don't care about, it's not good putting all your eggs in one basket when it comes to that special Tanabata banner with like 20-25 featured units. So that's the value of the GT Duo banner. Pretty much the same identical amount of units that are useful, being 4. I said the GT Duo, LRSSJ4s, Gamma 2, and then also Easy A Tech VB. But 2 of those units have increased value because of global hindsight, and we know the new LR Full Power J4 Goku is coming and how well they work with him in GT Duo and your LSSJ4s. So you have even more reason to summon on that banner now if you are a global player, because not only is they some of the best banners in the game, typically like an anniversary is, and not only is the GT Duo, I mean both the anniversary units are 2 of the best units in the game, but the GT Duo do edge it. They now have even more value because we know Goku's coming. So now we have the Z Duo banner, again one of the best units in the game, but the GT Duo do edge it. Gamma 1, still one of the strongest units in the game. Cooler, still one of the strongest villain units in the game, or extreme units. Again, you might not have him, he's a very good pickup. You can always pick up some of these units with coins if you are missing them as well. Dupes in him, very, very good if you haven't got any yet, just like me, unfortunately. Then we have the gods who, I mean, they've been viable for the last year. Their category constantly gets buffed. They work well with a lot of the newer units. Birdku, Easy A, AGL Gohan. Who else? The Saiyan Day Godku, Easy A, Tech God Goku. Their categories forever getting buffed. They're still viable. Again, if you don't have them, you can always pick them up with coins. They're still a very good pull. Dupes in them are still very much welcome. Then these units, again, neither here nor there. And then just like VB, Easy A Gogeta Blue is one of the strongest units in the game and one of the best Easy A's in the game once he gets his Easy A during the 8th anniversary. So as I said at the beginning of the video, I mean, now is probably one of the most difficult times when I've heard this phrase or been asked, should I skip the anniversary for Tanabata? Because of how much value is on Goku's banner, how good he is, and how well he works with the likes of the LRSSJ4s and the GT Duo. So if you have enough coins, you could actually skip the anniversary, save over 1,000 stones for the anniversary, summon a bit on worldwide, save the rest, or summon a decent amount on worldwide, save the rest for Goku, have another go at pulling Gamma 1 and 2 from his banner, LR Vegeta and Trunks, and then pick up the GT Duo with coins, and even the Z Duo if you want them as well, if you do have enough, from the barbershop once we get the special thank you banner where there's like 20-25 featured units. If you don't have the coins and you're intending to rely on that banner, stay away. It's highly unlikely you get what you're looking for. So if you don't have enough coins, your best bet is still summoning on the anniversary and saving as much as you can between the rest of the anniversary. Hopefully you pull the anniversary units through worldwide, and then also eventually until Tanabata when Goku does drop on global at the end of November, because of course the GT Duo are the better anniversary units slightly, and of course they work very well with Goku. You definitely want them if you want Goku. And again, the LSJ4s have even more value now because they finally have their good slot 1 linking partner. So as I said, the main reasoning for skipping the anniversary is all going to come down to how your box and account is looking and where you're going to find the most value, depending on if you have dupes, if you don't, how many you have, and how many red coins you're sitting on by the time Goku does release at the end of November. But I'd personally still summon on the anniversaries, hyper focus on the GT Duo. I mean, you can summon for whatever you want to summon on, but the GT Duo is definitely where it's at just because of the Goku, especially if you do want him. Summon on them, hopefully you pull them, save the rest of your stones or as many as you can through worldwide, and then summon for Goku. Happy days, you're winning. But as I said at the start of the video, it's entirely up to you. Dokkan is a single player game. Summon and save wherever you want. It's entirely up to you. Let me know what you're going to do down in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video, guys. And peace.